This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And welcome back. Woodland landowners from around the state are invited to attend the 34th Annual Missouri Tree Farm Conference. It'll be taking place next week. And to give us a sneak peek, we have Cody Smith from the Missouri Department of Conservation here this morning. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So before we start talking about the Tree Farm Conference, go ahead and tell our viewers why it's important for landowners to manage their trees on their land.
Well, I've found that in Missouri, there's usually two main reasons that people want to manage their land. One is for profit. If we have just property that hasn't been managed and let go for a while, it tends to revert to a all hickory forest, which in our last quarter, we saw prices varying between hickory and oak from 9 cents a board foot, which that maybe doesn't mean anything to a lot of people, but to 15 cents a board foot for oak. So there's a profit difference there, and that's one big motivator. The other big motivator for a lot of people, especially northern Missouri, is actually for habitat. Either their aesthetics, they like to come and recreate, ride four-wheelers, things like that, or, hunting is big in Missouri. So improved habitat for wildlife. Food sources are, more diversified and provides food throughout the rest of the year that we don't normally see crops being available. So, this year in particular, we had snow throughout late spring, and that was a big problem for most wildlife because they didn't have food. So that's, the other big motivator is to provide that food source throughout the year.
So what help is available for landowners to help manage their land and trees?
Well, Missouri has the Department of Conservation, and on our website there's a local contact. Each county will have a contact person. That can either be a forester or a private land conservationist, conservation agent. There are several of us out there who are available. So those in particular are available for folks. But there are also some nonprofit organizations out there, non-governmental agencies as well, and those are available also.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and talk about this tree farm conference that's coming up here in Kirksville. Kind of explain what that is.
Yeah, Tree Farm is a group that is put together by government agencies, and MDC assists with that, but we also have NRCS. We've also got people from the industry, Missouri Forest Products Association, and private contractors that come and help out with that. So it's a big group that's got together to kind of help landowners find some technical advice and figure out how to manage their property. The conference itself is actually going to be held in Kirksville this year. Normally it's held in whatever area the State Tree Farmer of the Year is held, and this year was in Kirksville. So big winner for Kirksville area. And so it's going to be here on June 1st. We actually have a workshop that Friday before that in the afternoon, but then the majority of it's going to be on Saturday, June 1st. That's going to be starting at the Days Inn. Folks can register there. Then we're going to bus them out to the farm. Then we're going to the university farms.
Okay. So what kind of topics will be covered during that time?
We'll cover a little bit of everything. Actually, this year is going to be pretty diverse. A lot of times it's focused a little more towards the harvest and that type of landowner. This year it's really going to have a lot of variety. We've covered everything from growing shiitake mushrooms to elderberry. The university has a vineyard, so we're going to include some wine and the history of wine in Missouri. Because that's kind of a big thing. A lot of people think of Napa Valley or France for wine, but really, Missouri is the #1 producer of white oak staves in the world.
Wow.
And that is actually what they use to make the barrels that wine goes in. So our barrels go all over the world.
That's really interesting. So you said that people can still register and participate. Do you know the cost of it?
Well, I believe $35 is the fee. That includes lunch, transportation, everything. There's also kind of a goodie bag that you'll get as well, and tons of information. So that one is, I believe, $35. That should be on the flyer. I believe you guys will have on your website.
Yeah, we'll post that on our website. Now let's go ahead and talk about the other conference that will be taking place in Moberly that people can attend. What's that all about?
Absolutely. The Tree Farm Conference is a statewide conference, so it's a little bit bigger event. The one in Moberly is the following weekend, June 8th. And it's actually going to be for anybody. We're targeting the Moberly area, but it's for anybody in the surrounding counties as well. And it's going to be hosted by myself and the private land conservationist Ted Seiler. Again, covering some of those topics from wildlife habitat to using prescribed burning to what help is out there. And just kind of giving you examples and places to see. We're actually doing it at Rothwell Park. So. And that one is free, and it does provide lunch as well. So.
And when is that one being taking place?
June 8th.
June 8th.
Yep, Tree Farm Conference is coming up on this June 1st weekend, and the next weekend is Moberly. So if you can't make one, there's another one.
All right, and what we'll do is we'll post all of this information on our website because there's a lot of information,
There's a lot.
a lot of details.
That's right.
And we'll also post Missouri Department of Conservation's website as well. Thank you so much, Cody, for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I hope a lot of our viewers will come and attend these conferences. They sound very interesting.
There's a lot of stuff to cover.
All right, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.